Good morning. Good morning. Welcome back. Please rise as the Pride of Newark, the national anthem. again. Thank you, Mr. Wilkins and Pride of Newark, the marching band that will be going for their 33rd straight state tournament appearance this year. So we wish them luck. So we appreciate that. I would like to also thank the ROTC program for presenting the flags. I thought that was a construction back there. We're going to have to. They did come out and say it might be noisy in the back. I said not for an hour. It won't be noisy. So anyhow, if it gets too noisy back there, we'll stop that construction for an hour or so. But anyhow, the ROTC program, we'd like to thank them. They started 3 years ago, and my numbers probably aren't correct, but somewhere in the 40s number of kids, and we're well over 200 right now, 3 years later, and so we appreciate that program and what it does for us here. Again, welcome back. You will see. Somebody already said something about my shoes. I'll get it out in the open right now. I have a boot on, and I'm not as young as I used to be, and I'd love to find some great story, but it happened chasing my granddaughter through the yard in my house. So there's no other thing I can tell you, but they said 6 to 8 weeks, but I'm on a 4 to 6 week plan, I can tell you, because it's annoying. But anyhow, welcome back. This is a celebration and a welcome back, more of a celebration. And I hope this morning in the next 2 hours, you people, along with our students, did some amazing things last year with our testing. We're very proud of you and our students, and you'll see as we go through our slides today, the accomplishments that we made last year and strides that we made in the district. I will share this with you. You'd have to be living underneath a rock to not know that there's an issue in Ohio, or mainly Columbus, with assessments and the validity of them and those kind of things. So ODE's way behind right now. It seems like every year it's later and later and later before we get the official results. So the results we're showing today are preliminary, and ODE right now is kind of doing a scrub and a search across Ohio, picking out districts that data looks kind of a little bit out of the ordinary. I can share with you, they won't find that in the Newark City schools at all. And we report accurate data, and if anybody is reporting inaccurate data, I have no knowledge of that. You see what I'm doing today? I'm doing a little commercial for myself in case ODE comes in. I know nothing at all, nor does anybody at the ASC know anything. And so now I've covered my own tail here. Hopefully everybody else covers theirs. But I am very confident that our data is very accurate, and we do things the right way here in Newark. And so with that being said, we'll move on. Seth, we have, I believe, only 2 members of the Board of Education today. I've always said this. Bev Nickham will go to a hog killing in Jacksonville, Florida on a Friday afternoon at 4 o'clock to attend a Newark City event. She got a new job and she's not here. And so I razzed her a little bit about that. Dan Bybee's on vacation. Kurt Harden has a work commitment, but we do have 2 board members that have rejoined us this past year in January, sitting down here, Tim Carr and Tom Blind. Would you 2 please stand up? And I know that, I hope you know how much we all appreciate everything you do. I always say that being a school board member in the state of Ohio, or really any state for that matter, is the toughest job in the community. So we appreciate what you guys do for our school. Very supportive of what we're doing in this district. So thank you very much. We also have a group of new people. You can see the old man in the middle of that. He's not new. He's 27 years into this. But everybody else in there, our new staff members, would you please stand up? Welcome to the district. And I compliment Barb Quackenbush and her staff and our principals and even our teachers who get involved in this process. You know that a year ago we did a process of a 2-year retirement incentive. And so last year's incoming group was huge and fabulous. a lot of very good first-year teachers last year. This group here looks to be the same. Wonderful kids, so thank you for joining our team. A new support staff. If you're in here, would you please stand up? We have any new support staff? Let's give them a hand. And we have a couple new people down at the district staff level. One, Gemma will not start till the end of the month. Seth Roy, peek your head out there, Seth. Everybody turn around and welcome Seth Roy to the district. And we'll talk a little bit more as we go through our slides how Seth can help you help our kids. I'm very proud of this, that we have a great relationship here in Newark, and we talk about, and I'll share this with you. 3 years ago, my first RAP session meeting, we had 18 agenda items. 18 agenda items from the union to the administration. And we've got that down to where we have 2 or 3 a month, possibly, and last year we even had a few meetings canceled. Because we treat people with respect. Everybody in this room treats everybody with respect, and so we appreciate that. We appreciate the working relationship that we have with our groups here in Newark. But I'm going to, 2 new presidents in each group. Denise Wiley first. Where's Denise at? You're in here some, right there, Denise Wiley. And Denise will be coming up front here in a minute. But Dave Oder. Is Dave here? Cherry Valley people, everybody give Dave a hand. Good fellow. Okay, Seth. Are we going to have Denise come up? Yes. Okay, Denise, you want to come on up? Let's give Denise another hand. She got some presentations here. Apologize. They did move the podium on the other side of the stage this year for some reason, but it's fine.
Good morning, Newark City Schools, and welcome back to a new school year. I hope you all had a wonderful summer vacation and you're ready to get the new year started. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Denise Elizabeth Wiley. I'm your new NTA president, and this is my 14th year with Newark City Schools. I have been teaching at the high school, American government, world history, and any other class Tom Bowman can throw at me. In addition to my teaching responsibilities, I am one of the Newark High School bowling coaches. Believe it or not, we've had bowling at this high school for 6 years. This year is going to be an exciting year for the Newark Teachers Association. For starters, we have joined the social media bandwagon, and we are now on Facebook. Yes, go Newark Teachers Association. Unfortunately, your president has not set her own Facebook up yet, so bad on me. One of our goals this year is to get all of our members signed up on Facebook and using their home email addresses when contacting the Newark Teachers Association office. In addition to our Facebook initiative and email addresses, we will be focusing on 2 major committees this year. The first committee is the Teacher Evaluation Committee. This committee will be responsible for looking at the new state requirements in the yearly teacher evaluation process. The Teacher Evaluation Committee will be meeting for the first time September 6th at 4:30 at the Newark Teacher Association office. Our second committee this year will be the Negotiations Committee. Like it or not, our teaching contract expires July 31st, 2013. This committee will be responsible for negotiating a new teacher's contract. The Negotiations Committee will meet for the first time this year on October 3rd at 4:30 at the Newark Teachers Association office. Along with these 2 exciting committees, we will be having our annual faculty rep training at Damon's on August 29th at 4:30. If anyone is interested in any of these exciting opportunities, please contact me at Newark Teachers Association office. Our address is 33 West Main Street, office 206F. Starting today, I will be in the office every day by noon. As the new president of the Newark Teachers Association, I believe in an open door policy, so feel free to visit or call anytime with your questions or concerns. Or if you need a bowling partner. The bowling alley is practically my second home, and I always look for someone new to bowl with. The current executive board members and I have spent a lot of time over the summer preparing for the new school year, and I want to personally thank the current executive board members for their hard work and their support. At this time, I would like to introduce our current executive board members and ask them to join me down front. The Vice President of the Association and Social Chair is Aaron Steinwell. Come on in. Aaron is the person responsible for setting up our association's Facebook page, and she teaches at Carson Elementary. The corresponding secretary is Jamel Ammons. He is in charge of public relations and the Newark Teachers Association website. Jamel teaches freshman world history at the high school. Our next executive board member is Meredith Kucherenko. She is in charge of membership and teaches at Hillview Elementary. Come on down, Meredith. Bet Brown is our UNISERV and is in charge of the annual FCPE drive. Bet is also our only family consumer science teacher in the district and teaches at Newark High School. The treasurer of the Newark Teachers Association is Tonda Sapp. She is a teacher at Hillview Elementary. Tammy Powell is our elections chair, and she teaches English at Newark High School. She was also responsible for setting up our special election this summer. Thank you, Tammy. Come on down. And finally, I would like to introduce our past president and grievance chair, Terry Paul. Terry teaches second grade at Hillview. Once again, this is the Newark Teachers Association Executive Board. We meet once a month, and you are welcome to attend any of our meetings. If you ever have any questions or concerns, please feel free to contact any of us. Please give this board one round of applause. I couldn't do this job if it wasn't for this great supportive staff. I really appreciate all they do. It is now my honor and distinct pleasure to announce the Newark City Schools Outstanding Educator Awards. This is an annual award sponsored by the Newark Teachers Association, and nominations for this award will come out every spring via email, via Facebook, and via the Newark Teachers Association website. Each outstanding educator will receive a day off of their choice, and the Newark Teachers Association will pay for their sub. we have 3 outstanding educators to introduce today. The first outstanding educator among the elementary teachers is Donna Houston.
I've met a lot of great teachers, and I wouldn't be here without them. I've got a lot of influence from other people, and I thank everybody out there for all the support you've given me over the years. Thank you.
The outstanding educator for the middle school is Jane Azard from Wilson Middle School.
Awesome, and I would love to thank everybody that I have worked with at UCB Lincoln and Heritage and at Wilson Middle School. It's unbelievable to enjoy kids and what I do every single day, and it's because I have a great staff and great people to work with, and I certainly thank all of you. Thank you.
And last but not least, we have the outstanding educator from Newark High School. And this teacher is Marcy Waymer. Come on down.
I really don't know what to say, but thank you.
Ladies, please stick around because members of the NTA Executive Board will be taking your picture for our website and Facebook page. I love this. If you could have asked me if this is where I'd be 14 years ago when I was hired at Newark High School, I would have never believed you. Once again, I want to congratulate our outstanding educators and would like to remind all Newark Teacher Association members to get involved because the Newark Teachers Association needs you and wants you to be the best teachers you can be. Once again, thank you, everybody. And have a great year.
Thank you, Denise. Appreciate that. And,
Thank you, Mr. Yu.
yep, congratulations to Donna, Jan, and Marcy. I can share this with you. I get an opportunity to go around all of our buildings and watch a lot of people teach. We have a lot of outstanding teachers in this district, so to be recognized by your peers is totally outstanding. So, Chris Campbell, how about you? Will you come up front? We got Coach Campbell out there somewhere. He's sitting over there. How about this? Okay, as Chris comes up front here, there are some people that we will not have on the screen up here. Come on up, Chris. That I want to recognize here. Sitting back there, I want our staff from the ASC to please stand and be recognized. Jeff Anderson and his group sitting back there in the middle. Our directors, please stand. All of our directors, please stand. Thank you. Great group of people. So, and I would mention there are two sides of that office down there. The side that I represent and Jeff's side there, and I would tell you that both sides is full of wonderful people, so we appreciate what they do. Chris, every year we have somebody, a new person come up here. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to explain and share with the group your philosophy of education.
Well, I'm glad you asked.
I'm just kidding. Go on back. We don't want to even hear your philosophy of education, but he didn't even sweat it out. He was going to roll with it. Dang, go on. Chris, that was pretty impressive. Pretty impressive, buddy. That was good. He was ready to roll with that. He might have been tipped off, maybe. Seemed like. But anyhow, welcome, Chris. At this time, all of you know that we have a wellness committee. Julie, if you would, wherever. Oh, she's down front. She knew she was going to speak. She sat down front. We appreciate so much. Each building has a representative or two, depending on the size of our that represents our wellness committee here in Newark. And I would just share with you, as we do these things, try to do some fun things, throw some Kroger cards out there. We think we have some new things, new challenges coming up. We're going to walk to the White House, I believe, this fall. Julie will probably go over that, so I don't want to tell you everything that they do. But I continue to say this. We spend, and Jeff, stand up and yell at me if I'm wrong, we spend over $7 million a year on our health insurance. He didn't stand up, so I must be okay. And so the biggest bargaining chip we have in negotiating our contract every year is our loss ratio. And I always say, hey, there are jobs in our benefits. So as we keep those down, and I would share with you that in Newark we have, and Jeff has done an outstanding job of helping us with this, of keeping our renewal rate low, way below school average. And that's because everybody in this room, and you don't have to be a math major to figure out, if you get I think the school business average increase is about 18% a year. We're well below that. But if you just get a 10% increase on $7 million, just a 10%, which is higher than we've been getting, you can tell there are jobs in our benefits. So all this stuff we're doing is fun, but it also has to do with our bottom line too. So I just wanted to mention that as let's welcome Julie McNulty to the stage.
Thank you and welcome back, everyone. I was smart after being here for so many years. I found out where the podium was, and I got as close as I could so no one have to watch me walk up here. And those of you that know me, I wanted to let you know that I cut this presentation from an hour to 5 minutes now. I have a bad history of being a little windy. So by way of history of our Wellness Committee, it began during the 2010-2011 school year, so we are beginning our third year of the committee. And we get our funding from Medical Mutual. And as Doug explained, it's in our benefit as well as their benefit to keep all of us healthy and financially, but also just out of wanting to do the best for our employees. The Medical Mutual some of their employees have come to most all of our wellness committee meetings, and they are able to provide insight, let us know some of the additional things that are available to us as a district. And each building in the district has a representative. And we've done some of our wellness activities district-wide, and we've also done individual building wellness activities. Some of the examples of things we have done are the Employee Health Fair, the Biggest Loser Contest, Race to the Big House, and wellness lunches and snacks. And if I could have all the wellness committee members stand, and that. Stay standing. This way the new employees will know who to look for if they have any ideas. At the ASC, we have Myra Brandenburg and Doug Ute. The school board, Bev Nickham, has been attending our meetings as well. MTW, Chris Annette and Kathy Sherman. At Newark High School, Mark Doty. Heritage, Matt Dunham. Liberty, Melinda Talbot. Wilson, Damian Brandon. At Ben Franklin, Judy Davis. Carson, Brittany Walters. Cherry Valley, Kara Noyes and myself. Hillview is Bill Owen and Nikki Underhill. John Clem, we have Jane Kruger. At Legend, Susie Fox and Ann Sloboda. And at McGuffey, Jen Bowman. Our biggest event for the upcoming school year is our health fair. And it's going to be held on Tuesday, November 6th, which is one of our professional days. It'll be from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m., and it's going to be in the Newark High School in the Commons area. Things that we have planned are the health screenings. It's going to be free again this year to all employees, regardless if they have medical mutual insurance or not. Flu shots will again be available. The latest I knew is that Medical Mutual would pick up the cost for its members, and others there will be a charge. But as I said, the screenings themselves will be free to all employees. You're going to have the ability to do online health assessments, and that will be done. You can do it prior to the screenings, or at the screenings, or afterwards, and then that information will be merged with your results from the screening. There will be a variety of vendors and providers from the community that will offer information and some other services. For example, we will again have the osteoporosis screening. Another initiative this year, as Doug mentioned, is the Race to the White House, similar to our Race to the Big House that we did last year. It's going to begin in early October. We'll finish up on Election Day, and the winning team will receive a tailgate lunch. So by way of summary, the district, the Wellness Committee, and Medical Mutual are committed to improving the health and wellness of all our employees. Thank you.
Thank you, Julie. Okay, before we get into some of the building data today, there's a few groups in here I want to recognize. Do we have any bus drivers in here? I saw a few people from the transportation. If you would stand, they're waving up top. Stand up, please, to be recognized. We appreciate what you do. How about custodial staff, maintenance staff? Anybody in that group, please stand. And I'll share with you, some of you may or may not know, we've got a bit of a building project going on in this district right now. And I would tell you that group, our summer workers have just been fabulous, outstanding, whatever else you want to say, and moving our people and getting around some of this. And again, I encourage you, I saw some people, elementary people before Convocation, going around the high school building. Please, we're trying to get wrapped up here and give you some time to go around this building, and you'll see just an outstanding building. And I know Martha Harmon, where's McGuffey staff at? Right down here. Martha loves to give tours of her new building. I know that, don't you, Martha? Come on, go on over there. So, okay, Seth. as Seth said, we have, or as a slide says up there, we have a lot to celebrate. I'm going to come down front because, as most of you know, or all of you should, I'm not a podium talker, and so I like to, and I have to be able to see this. My neck doesn't turn, it's like my foot, it doesn't turn like it used to, so I have to get down here below. Again, preliminary results. Now this process goes, they will send us information sometime in June, and then we weed through our students to make sure that each student that is in our assessment scores should be in our assessment scores, or because we have kids that move from district to district and they have to be in your district so many days to count on your scores. So anyhow, this is all preliminary. I don't know when ODE will put the final stamp on, hey, this is where it's at. But this is a process that we go through about 3 different, say we send back, they send back to us, we send out, they send back. And then about a month ago, they just locked it, where you can't do anything else to it. And then this scandal kind of hit, and I figured it would probably cause, and there's no sense for ODE to send out inaccurate data. I can't imagine, again, the big issue, just so you understand where this is, I can't imagine withdrawing kids in June, changing the ones who don't pass the assessment, changing their attendance, sending it in, and then afterwards changing it again to manipulate your data. I just can't imagine doing that. And so, but they want accurate data, so that's kind of where we're at, although, and keep in mind as we go through this, the elementary middle school has value added. The value added has not kicked in. Correct? Curriculum people? I always want to make sure, because the value added hadn't kicked in. High school has no value added. And so what you'll see at the high school is probably pretty much what will happen. I think just looking at our scores, and I'll put a little asterisk by this. I am certainly no expert in this. But I always look at Mindy Vaughn and Maura Horgan and say, am I wrong in assuming the value added was really good in our district this year? I'm not wrong. So I'm getting a little bit better at it. So I think we'll have some things change. But anyhow, here's what we're going to celebrate today. And again, you guys and our students, we as a team and our students had a great year last year. A great year. 5 elementary school buildings are effective. 2 elementary buildings are excellent. 2, again, that's before value added. 2 middle schools are effective, and 1 middle school is excellent. NHS is effective. Okay, and I want to share this because last year, NHS was excellent. They actually have more indicators this year. That's what I don't like about this report card system and the tag they put on it. I think you had a better year last year than you did the year before. But you won't be excellent, but you are effective as a label. 1 elementary missed excellent by 0.2 of a point. The district gained 3 indicators, putting us at 23 out of 26 total indicators, and Newark improved in at least 15 test indicators. Newark achieved its highest performance index ever, 97.3, meaning that more students were moved from limited to basic, basic to proficient, and proficient to accelerated, accelerated to advanced, and Newark continues to show continual district improvement. Put this chart up here just to show you where we were at and where we're at now. Now, if you can't look at that and analyze that, that is outstanding. Well, give yourself a hand. That's excellent. We were really excited about jumping to 20 last year. Again, I don't know if we're going to be effective. I don't know if we're going to be excellent. But look at that. 23 of 26 indicators. I get back here so I can see the head nod yes. We just missed 8th grade science by about 2 percentage points. I mean, we were right there on the line with 8th grade science. The other one is graduation rate we did not get. And what's the last one, ladies? Give you a little test here. They'll think about it, and I'll share it here in a little bit. 7th grade science? 7th grade science. 10th grade science? Yeah, we don't have seventh grade science. Well, we didn't get seventh grade science, I'll tell you that. Okay. Seth. Performance index. Through the years, you can see way back in '03, when we first started being labeled, I believe, what was the district academic emergency? We started an academic emergency, got up to excellent last year. You can see our performance index. You see the big jump there. So again, what that reflects is not just the number of kids that passed, but the upper level kids, or the kids were taken from one group to the next. So that's great. Seth? Still to come, the growth measure. I talked about that before. I think I saw something over the weekend that, well, I know today the new acting superintendent of public schools in Ohio is meeting with the state board to kind of unveil his plan. But I think I saw something, might say the 30th was their date. They were trying to get everything out by, so the end of the month. Anyhow, we are currently rated effective. Okay? Currently rated, it could change with the value added factor in. Although, and I hate to say this, that label means really nothing to me, because it's a game on how you meet that kind of stuff. You know, I would rather have 23 or 26 indicators, because our goal is for our sophomores to pass the OGT and graduate. Okay, so preliminary building report cards. We'll start out with Ben Franklin. Here's some things outside of, because we say this a lot here in this district, that we do a lot of things that aren't measured on a school report card from ODE. And I want you to know what each building's doing. Collected 311 pounds of pop tabs for the Ronald McDonald House, donated over 450 to Licking County Food Pantry. Diversity Council beautified the school grounds with flowers and updated landscape. Staff hosted 500 participants for the family picnic on the last school day. Ben Franklin's doing a lot outside of assessments. Here's what they've done and have much to celebrate. They improved in 3 indicators. They met 7 of 8 indicators, which is excellent. Attendance 94.5, performance index improvements. You can see reading, math, and science. Those are some huge gains. And effective status could jump to excellent with value added, and we'll cross our fingers that way. But where's the staff at Ben? Please stand up and be recognized. Where are you at? Right over here. That's a great job. Dina and her staff, wonderful job. Carson, they've got a lot to celebrate also. They collected $1,200 in jump rope for Hart, contributed $2,700 for 8 teams in the Big Brothers Big Sisters bowling. Strong contributions to United Way and Operation Feed. Collected pop tabs for Ronald McDonald House, received bronze award from Red Cross for their blood drive, and intermediate students baked over 200 loaves of bread and contributed the Bread to Salvation Army. Let's see how they did in assessments. Had 4 indicators, which is up from last year. Attendance 95%, performance index from 89 to 92, that's a great jump, and improved in reading, math, and science. At those levels, effective status, which could have jumped to excellent with value added. Now, I would share with you, last year, this building was continuous improvement, and you can see the gains that this staff and their students have made. How about Carson? Stand up and be recognized. Where's all the bells and whistles that you had? Were you trying? Did we just can't hear you? Go ahead and blow them so we can at least hear that. Oh, okay. You got them. All right. Wanted you to have a chance. I saw you doing that, but we really couldn't hear it. But I would share with you. Great job. Great job. Cherry Valley. Again, let's see what Cherry Valley did last year. They hosted Veterans Day celebration. Hosted a Grandparents' Day in October and May. And I went to that Grandparents' Day. I'll tell you, each child must have about 6 or 7 grandparents, because that place was packed. Donated over 10,000 to local charitable organizations, Operation Feed, Jump Rope, American Cancer. Donated 1,000 canned foods in Licking County Food Bank. 2 of the 4 finalists in the T100 Classroom Idol Contest were from Cherry Valley. Of those finalists, the winning classroom was from Cherry Valley. Also, I had a couple of little bullets in here. Cherry Valley has really, they stepped up during a time of need this summer. The staff there, particularly Dave Oder and his group, when there was no electricity here in Newark, opened that building up for our community. And we actually had no power downtown, so we worked there Monday and Tuesday. And sitting in that office watching people come in, well, those were some needy people. And they got a shower in there, they got food, they got air conditioning, and so we appreciate the staff at Cherry Valley, Chet and his group doing that. They improved in 3 indicators. They met 7 of 8 indicators, attendance 95.5%. There's their improvements in reading, some huge gains there. Math also made some improvements. Effective status, and again, that could jump with that value added in there. Where's Cherry Valley staff at? Oh, up top there. Great job. Hillview, staff and students raised over $5,000 for pennies for patients. Hillview opened a reading garden, provided $5,000 from a Lowe's grant. Author J. Patrick Lewis spent an evening with the Hillview families. Staff hosted family fun movie pizza nights to over 600 Hillview families. Hosted Veterans Day assembly with over 30 veterans in attendance. And improved in 2 indicators, met 7 of 8, attendance over 95%. Again, gains in reading and math in those 2 areas, and they are effective status, and again, they could jump to excellent, which last year a lot of our buildings jumped that status, and so anyhow, Hillview, where you at? That front and center, stand up, be recognized. Great job. John Clem raised over $3,000 for those organizations, $1,500 for Pennies for Patients. You can see that. Started a diversity council group and had very successful Red Shoe Dance. Started new Gleaster singing group with 4th and 5th grade. That was very successful. Had a wonderful first year in their renovated building, 30,000 square feet renovated, over 30,000 brand new, and what a difference a year makes. Last year at this time, every time you open the door, dust just sprinted down the hallway. This year, they have that building shining. We could eat lunch off that floor today over there, so great job with that. They also improved in 3 indicators. They met 8 of 8 indicators. They improved in reading and math, and they are in excellent status right now before value added kicks in. John Clem, where you at? Stand up. Great job, John Clem. Great job. Legend, a partnership with OSUN volunteers. 3rd grade students participated in diversity through artistry, nature's classroom. Through that, students and staff participated in many outstanding service projects, including Operation Feed, Jump for the Heart, and hopefully they'll look out their door here this year, and that bridge, we did get that grant. Newark, the city of Newark got that Safe Schools grant. So hopefully we'll be building that walkway across that canal that runs through there, which will be very beneficial to our students. Let's see how they did on the assessments. Improved in 5 indicators. They met 8 of 8, attendance 95%. Look at that performance index, jumped from 101.1 to 105.8. Give them a hand for that right there. That's awesome. They improved in reading, math, and science. Big jumps in that, and right now they are in excellent status. And again, they could also jump. If you don't jump, we need to go down to ODE and ask them, hey, what's the deal here? But anyhow, Legend, where are you at? You're right up front here. So there you are right there. Stand up. Great job by the Legend staff. McGuffey earned a designation of being a state school of promise, earned a visit from former ODE Superintendent Stan Hefner, which was a great day. That was awesome for our students and staff over there. And they fundraised over $5,000 for United Way, Big Brothers Big Sisters, Food Pantry. And they survived another year in the dungeon downtown, right? And I'll tell you, what was that? That was 3 straight years up there. And when I did a free day for Pam. Where's Pam at? God love her. Lord Almighty. I will tell you this. Did a free day a year or so ago for Pam. And she spent the majority of the day in there individually testing her kids. That shows you a lot of what the staff is like and a lot of what Pam is like. But that was on that 3rd floor up there, and I get hot in a freezer. And Lord Almighty, what a day! Wow. But anyhow, when it got hot, and we've all been through that. But when it really got hot, and I appreciate the staff here, wasn't a lot of complaining. You did what you had to do for your kids, and so we appreciate that. You're not going to be hot this week. I can tell you that. All right. Let's see how they did in the classroom. They improved in one indicator, met 7 of 8, attendance over 95%, improved in the math portion. They are in effective status, and they could jump with the value added. You guys stand up here in the McGuffey group and be recognized, please. Great job. For those of you who may or may not know, McGuffey is all smiles because they just cut the ribbon last week on their new building. Again, it's very similar to Clem's, over 30,000 square feet renovated and over 30,000 brand new, and it is beautiful, correct? And the shorts and the sweaters are gone, or are out now, right? The sweaters are out, but they're going to change their dress attire. Heritage. Orchestra and middle school band received excellent rating for the first time in the OMEA band competition. Congratulations to that. Student council, along with our students, raised over $1,000. And we put this on the slides. It just amazes me. You look at our free and reduced lunch rate in this district, and it's pretty high. But it amazes me what our kids raise for people in need. That's unbelievable. Expanding our character education program, expanding our science programs through the STEM competition at the Works, received first place in 6th and 8th grades, received a $200,000 21st century grant for the after-school program in the middle schools. Let's see how Heritage did. They improved in 4 indicators. They met 7 of 8. That's an improvement of 2. Attendance over 95%. Performance index jumped up a little bit there, but look at the improvements that they made in reading, math, and science. They are in effective status, and hopefully they have an opportunity to move forward with that. Also, it's not out here, out back of their building, they put a nice pavilion in there. So Tom and your staff, congratulations. Where are we at there? Oh, I can see them right there. We got one team and what? That's what it is. That's what it's all about at Heritage. Heritage staff, please stand up. Congratulations. Great staff. Great staff. Liberty, 7th grade volleyball team, went undefeated in their regular season of play. That's awesome. Students and staff raised over $1,900 to support a fellow student diagnosed with cancer. Brutus of Buckeye came to Liberty to help recognize our fall sports programs, and our total for Pennies for Patients over $1,700. They're also able to donate $747 to Micah's family. Glad it was such a success this year. How'd they do on the assessments? They improved in 5 indicators, 8 of 8 indicators. Attendance over 95%, performance index 99, went to 100. They improved in reading, math, and science in those areas. They're in excellent status, and again, I'm going to be shocked if that doesn't move a little bit, but I've been shocked before in my life by ODE. However, Liberty, where are you at? Right up there. Stand up and be recognized. Great job to the Liberty staff. Wilson. Full school paid tribute to the victims of 9/11 by outlining the number of lives lost on the football field behind the school. That was a great picture. Students and staff collected over 1,100 personal care items for our troops. Student staff volleyball game to benefit the food pantry. 100% participation in the United Way campaign. That's fabulous. School students and staff raised $500 for Licking County Humane Society. They improved in 3 indicators, met 7 of 8 indicators, which was an increase in 2, attendance over 95%, and improvements in reading and math in those areas, and they are in effective status, and I could jump from the value added. So, Wilson, where are you at? Oh, right over here. Stand up. Great job, Wilson staff. The high school raised over $5,000 for Pennies for Patients. Anthony Johnson placed 5th at the state track meet. The band qualified for the OMEA State Marching Band Finals for the 32nd straight year. No pressure, Zach, wherever you're sitting. Choir received superior ratings at the state finals for the 44th consecutive year. Again, no pressure, Kim. Drama Club produced 4 plays last year. ROTC remained a distinguished unit and continues to grow. Cadets gave over 500 hours of community service. That's outstanding. Outstanding. The high school. Again, remember that excellent last year and effective this year? We improved in 6 indicators. We met 11 of 12 indicator points. Let's give them a hand for that. That's fabulous. Attendance, 93.1. Graduation rate. We talk about graduation rate at the high school. We're just talking about Newark High School. We're not talking about kids that go off to online education and things like that that are factored in our score. So right now, the high school's graduation rate is 82.7, up from 75. That's another hand. I just think that's awesome. And then when you factor in everybody else, then it comes down into the low 70s again. But what we're concerned with, we can't control a lot of things that happen in our kids' lives. We can't control where they live, what they do, those kind of things. But what we can control is what happens on campus here, and that's at 75 to 82%. So, again, that's excellent. Improvements, reading, math, writing, and science. And I believe Mark Folan helped me out here, or Maura Horgan. There you are over there. It's the first time we've gotten a 10th and 11th grade science indicator points on the state report card, correct? That's a K-12 issue, so everybody in here has contributed to that science, those scores going up, so wonderful job. And they're in effective status. That will not change because you do not have value added to kick in. So I would ask you, look above the effective. Did you have a good year at the high school? Yes, you did. Stand up and be recognized. And I keep adding this into this. When I just completed my 3rd year here. So I saw the first building get tore down and the first earth mover come up and start moving some things around, the first blocks that were laid out here, those kind of things. And to watch our students change their travel patterns throughout the year, our staff going from the modulars and moving their classrooms around. Any staff member over here been moved around the last couple years? Out of here. Oh, Denise is the only one. Raise her hand there. Well, I guess I was a little bit, a lot of them have, and our kids have. So to achieve that has just been outstanding. Okay, so again, before we talk a little bit about United Way, I want to, the slides that we just showed, do we have a lot to celebrate in this district? You betcha we do. Great job. Give yourself a hand. All of that professional development, and I know it's not easy. Teachers, and make no mistake, I don't go to a classroom every day and teach. I'm a teacher. I'll always be a teacher. You know, I'm just working for 6,400 kids right now instead of my 150 or 170 I used to have when I was a high school teacher. So I'm a teacher, and we are, let's admit it, we're the slowest doggone group to change. We hate change. We just do. We hate change, but we're embracing it here in Newark, and we're changing a lot. And I tell you, if you're teaching the same way you taught 5 years ago, God save our kids in your classroom. But you're not teaching that way, are you? You shouldn't be. Nobody is. And so, anyhow, as we've talked about United Way here. Patty Kutz, would you please stand up? Let's recognize Patty Kutz in here. She comes every year there. Thank you for coming. And the reason I have Patty stand up, she's with the mental health services here in Newark. She's part of our graduation committee. She represents one of many organizations here in Newark that are helping our kids. United Way has focused on education. One of their focuses this year on education, and primarily in the Newark City schools. So all of these agencies, like what Patty represents, get funds from the United Way to help our families and help our kids, help us with our students. And so we're going to show a little video here that was produced here in Newark. And as you know, all of you have a building representative, and we flashed up there, and I apologize for this. Which building had 100% participation in United Way? Wilson did, up there. John Davis is holding you to the fire at Wilson, isn't he, that way, and sharing that. But I want to show you this video just to show you what United Way is doing for our community. Seth? It worked Friday, I promise. But we'll see. We'll give Seth a minute here.
Country.
In an ordinary neighborhood just like this one, the streets are lined with trees and homes just the same. Cozy, comfortable, home. But within these homes, different families each face the circumstances they are given. Look around you. This could be any neighborhood.
I lost my job when it was outsourced to another country.
It's a 3-mile walk to my doctor's appointments.
I really need to just deal with my substance abuse, but I don't have anybody to help take care of my daughter while I get the help that I need.
I have no one to talk to or play with while my mom has to work her second job.
These are the homes where United Way makes a difference. With counseling services, shelters, and community outreach, and many other programs, the United Way seeks to bring hope and normalcy back into our streets and into our homes.
$2 a week connects 7 individuals with assistance through the 211 and Crisis Hotline and Information Center.
$5 a week provides an at-risk teen with 10 hours of safe, structured, after-school programming leading to success in school.
$15 a week provides an adult or child with 28 days of transitional housing and support to help them obtain permanent housing.
$20 a week will help 7 children and their families adopt good exercise and eating habits, which will help them have healthier lifestyles.
$20 a week provides 13 days and nights of safe shelter and supportive services for victims of domestic violence.
Every time you make a donation, your dollars are combined with others' contributions, and then allocation amounts are determined by local, well-trained volunteers to ensure your gift is invested to make the greatest impact. Many factors are carefully considered when deciding where your money will go, such as priority, community needs, agency budget requests, performance, and available funding capabilities. Our volunteers' recommendations are then reviewed and approved by the United Way's entire volunteer board of directors. Your donations stay local, so you know that you are contributing to your community. But it doesn't end there. The programs we support are evaluated, tracked, and reported so that we can measure the progress of your help and our efforts.
Salvation Army paid for my rent so I could stay in my home.
Catholic Social Services program provided me with a ride to my doctor's appointments.
The Courage House allowed me to bring my daughter with me so that I could get the help that I needed.
When I met my big brother, he taught me how to shoot hoops.
United Way's goal is to create long-lasting changes by addressing the underlying causes of these problems.
Living united means being part of the change.
It takes everyone in the community working together to create a brighter future.
Living united means joining hands to change our community and our future.
Lend a hand to make those changes.
Lend a hand, because you can.
Okay, I just wanted to show that video because PACUS will be out in our buildings here in September, and I wanted you to think about some things. First of all, we appreciate the United Way and all their help that they give us through their agencies, and I don't even know how many that is. But I know we used to, when we started a graduation committee, and first going there, we used to sit around one table in a library, and that isn't happening anymore. We moved upstairs in the hub, and we've got, I think there were 30-some people there at our last meeting last month. And it's nice because a lot of times you have a school meeting and you look around, 90% of them are staff members and that kind of stuff. You get a parent or two coming in. The staff members are outnumbered 2 or 3 to 1 easily in this meeting from these groups here at United Way. But last year, our employees gave over $21,000 to the total campaign. 336 of 770 employees gave. 14 were leadership givers of $500 or more. Average gift was $60 per donor, or $1.16 per week. And you know, our goals are let's get that up a little bit this year to $2 a week. And the buildings can talk with Seth Roy or pick up their campaign materials for your staff, your building leaders who have done that. And again, Patty, since really you're in here as a Lone Ranger representing that group, we appreciate everything that United Way does. And I wanted to show our staff, because I'm this way. You know, people send me stuff that will go get locked up, and then you got to raise money, that kind of stuff. I'm 100%, any dime, penny, nickel, dollar, anything I give goes to the Newark City kids. And that's just the way I kind of allocated my giving to that. How does it help the kids here in Newark? Not that those other things aren't very important. And I wanted to show you I'd ask you, do we have any families like what you saw in that? Do we have any kids that have parents, single parents that have an issue, those kind of things? You betcha we do. And that money that we give goes to those programs that help. So looking ahead in our district where we're at, and please, it's just shortly after 9. I don't know what time your programs start in your buildings today, your professional development programs, but please take a few minutes to walk around this campus and see what's going on up here. We're not done. You notice from the parking lot out here that we still have some parking areas to take care of. However, we can easily open school and accommodate our students and staff with the parking that we have. The last part of this project is the media center building, the library area, which should be done mid to late winter. And then next summer, when the students leave, we'll start kind of behind this building with pavement and just kind of circle around the east end of our campus here. And we'll all have a big party waving goodbye to construction trucks and trailers and those kind of things. And I can't stand up here and tell you that I was part of this whole project, because I wasn't. I know we have a lot of people in this room that started with a campaign in the early 2000s to pass this $140 million project, $70 million funded locally, planned buildings to do all those things. It's been a long haul, but I'll tell you, and hopefully you agree with me, are we in great shape from a building standpoint in the Newark City Schools right now? Wow. We certainly are. So from a facility standpoint that way, and I'd share with you too that the last part of, we have a savings in this project, so we're under budget right now. And so the great thing about that is we told the community we'd do 11 buildings, and now we're looking at Roosevelt Ford Administrative Service Center. We should be going out to bid as we speak right now, and as the bids come back where we need them to be, then we'll be moving the ASC over there. We already have 2 signed leases with the ESC, Licking County ESC, and LACA, our ITC site, to come in there and rent off of us the 3rd floor, and then shared spaces throughout the building, computer meeting rooms and some things like that for professional development, generating over $100,000 a year to our district. So it's a great situation for us to be in right now from a building standpoint, and so that's awesome. Also, if you're looking ahead a little bit here, you know this year we have 4 additional professional development days. I truly believe this. That data that we showed you today, the data that was up here today, the increases, that's because of your willingness to dig down in, change what you're doing, take advantage of professional development opportunities that we're having, and become a better instructor. And so we added 4 days in this year. They're not additional days to our calendar. They're just non-student days. And we tried something, and we're listening now to some feedback. We're getting some different feedback from the buildings on our August trade-off day. There's a few things that I believe with that day. But I want you to understand this. We applied for a waiver from the state, and it was an excellent plan, and they denied it. And so we then went back to say, why did you deny it? Well, there wasn't enough detail in it. So we put the detail that they wanted into it. And when you send it down there, ODE says, well, we have 40, when you call and they say, well, we have 45 days to respond. I know you have 45 days, but we have school opening up, and we need to let our people know. And so that's why that August date was a little behind this year, is because we got denied, we put the plan in and shared with them. I don't understand. If you look at our data, the increases in our data, why would you deny us our professional development opportunity? And so they did approve that, and I don't know how the August 6th date got chose as opposed to August 10th, 12th, whatever. But we're not going to pick a day in August that everybody says, oh, that's the perfect date for me. So, but we are listening to the responses we're getting back from the building. But my basic goal that day was, today you get back here and you start talking about what you did in Hilton Head or Florida or whatever else, when you're just seeing people for the first time, you're excited to be back, those type of things. If we have an August 6th date to talk about data, today and tomorrow are going to be a lot better for us. Plus, personally, I happen to believe that kids start school better on 4-day weeks. And so as we go through and start our school, we're not flashing 5-day weeks at them right away, and it's a gradual start to school. There's no scientific proven thing that says Doug Ute's right on that, but that's just a personal feeling of mine, and since I'm the superintendent, I get to incorporate some things in every now and then. So thank you because we had great attendance at those days, and obviously a lot of you you're not talking about Hilton Head, are you? Down there? No? Okay, a lot of you are starting to talk about those now. If you didn't come, that's okay. That's okay. So, don't feel like you're behind or whatever. But if you were here and one of my teammates weren't, please help them catch up a little bit with what we did. And so we have a lot of things as we're looking ahead in this district about where we want to go. We're not satisfied with those scores. We're not satisfied with an 82% graduation rate. We're not satisfied with anything. And I'll use legend, if I could, Ellen, a little bit. You could have been satisfied last year. 101 performance index was pretty doggone good. I would argue that. But you weren't satisfied, and you stepped it up a little bit. So next year you got to get 108 on there. I don't know, what's the top you can get? 105 is awesome, though. 120. Okay. So today, please do this as we get ready to leave here. Please take a few moments. Might take a little bit longer than a few moments. Go around this new building a little bit, but more importantly, get out of your comfort zone and your little group you're sitting with right now and shake a few hands and talk to some people from another building. I continue to say this, and I support this with our staff at the ASC. I would just love for a kindergarten teacher to teach government one day. Oh, you're laughing, but I'd love for that government teacher to teach kindergarten one day. I'll tell you. And I will tell you this. We're all about pre-K-12 education here. And I think you have to get an understanding. I stand in front of you as a high school trained teacher, a high school principal. I had no idea what that life was like down under, so to speak, in that elementary until I became superintendent. Just as I'm sure that some of you have no idea what that life is like at the high school level. And I think it's important for you, and I used to go, when I started teaching, you go in and you sit in a lounge and eat a sandwich, and they're complaining about, you know what, they're just not teaching them where to put those commas. It's those people down below, they got to do a better job, blah, blah, blah. I heard that side of it. And I also will tell you, and I've shared this with our principals, I sat in an administrative team meeting when I was high school principal and told the elementary people, what are you complaining about? You don't have trouble doing a schedule. My goodness sakes, if you have 100 fourth graders in your building, you put 25 in a classroom and you move on. I've got the scheduling issue at the high school. Little did I know about, is that the way you do that in elementary? You just divide them that way? No, I didn't know you took in consideration. You got to know the kids and personalities of teachers and all that kind of stuff. But I'll tell you this too. As I started to give a little, hey, I'll come in and teach your class for you, and I went down that elementary. Wow, was I wore out at the end of the day. Self-admitted, wore out. So I encourage you, it is encouraged that you talk to your principal and say, you know what, I'd really like to go to another building just for a day and just do a job switch. So I get a little bit of an understanding of what life's like at the high school or the elementary or the middle school. So I keep saying that, but has anybody done that here? Nobody's done that. I encourage you to do that. Just one day this year, just try to switch up with somebody. And no, you can't come to the high school on makeup exam day and switch on that day. You can't do that. That doesn't count. So anyhow, meet somebody in here today that you just don't know. It won't hurt you. It won't kill you. If you stand here, from my perspective, what do you do in the elementary? Raise your hand when you want to be quiet? Is that what you do? Raise your hand. Everybody raise their hands. See, I teach you that at high school. That doesn't work in the high school, does it? And but anyhow, if you, from my perspective in this district, as I look around, I want you, before you leave, because this is the only time we spend about an hour and a half together a year as a total team, as a total group. And I want you, from my perspective, to understand what a team we have. I mean, throw that testing stuff away. Throw it out the door. We just have a bunch of caring people working with our kids. And I would share this with our new people. They said, what do you expect? You said, "Do you have any questions for me?" And they say, "What do you expect from me out of as a teacher?" When you talk to young kids, that's usually because somebody tells them, "Hey, you got to ask a couple questions in your interview." And so they ask that. And so I'll share with you. It's a simple thing for me, and you all know, and you should know. I expect you to take care of our kids. That's a broad thing to say. Whatever it takes to take care of our kids. Because I melt when I see that little girl with her mom laying on that couch. Anybody else kind of get that little feeling and stuff? Because you know our kids have that, don't you? So take care of our kids, and whatever you need to do that. We have a lot of resources here. Reach out and grab them. We're all about putting shoulders in the air and heads in the air with our kids. And so when I look at our 6,400 kids, I can tell you that I am confident that we do a lot of things that do not show up on a grade card, that if they did, we would definitely be excellent with distinction in those areas. So I thank you for that. You are a wonderful group. I enjoy doing what I'm doing here in Newark because I believe in our staff and I believe in what you're doing. And so thank you very much. Ladies, you have anything? Let's file out of here in an orderly manner, if we could. No one rush to get it out. So thank you. Have a great year. Thank you for what you do.